And I think we are good. Hey, listeners. Well, that was great. Let me burp during the intro. Hey, listeners.
Good job, Ben.
I'm Ben Malone, the burping host, and welcome to Barely a Destiny Show, the show where we barely talk about Destiny. Today, we've got Xanafan 711, Slapshot Scott, and we've got a special guest today, and that is Mark Square. What's up, guys?
Not much.
Scary couldn't be here tonight because he blew his computer up. So
Literally,
our prayers go out to him. That PC release is so close. Our prayers are going out to him.
Gosh.
Terrible timing.
Send him.
It
Your
sounds
love.
like he got it all fixed up for the most part, but he had to drive 2 hours away to do it, and it happened like right before the show started. So,
yeah.
But anyway, hey, real quick.
Yeah, give me this. Crap,
where'd it go?
Apologies. But
Okay. What did the father say to his son when he dropped the coffee on the floor?
I'm gonna beat your at in that. Wait, I don't know.
same thing as every time.
You're grounded.
Oh my god.
Respect, bro.
That one, another one from Lazarus. Thanks so much. Keep sending me jokes. I love it. If it's a good one, I'm going to read it on the show.
Mad respect.
Okay, I got a bad joke. You want to hear this one? And you
Yeah.
might have heard it on television. Okay. How many ears does Daniel Boone have?
I don't know.
how many?
He has 3: a left ear, a right ear, and a frontier.
Nice.
That's pretty terrible. I love it.
Um,
That's from The New Girl.
I love that show. We're gonna have to do
me too.
sitcoms someday for our top 3.
I'll have to have peed on for that one.
Yeah. Oh gosh. So here is our housekeeping. The band of this week is called Great Grandpa. You can find them at greatgrandpapa.bandcamp.com. Probably from Pennsylvania, I'd guess.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. And if you want to hear your band on the show, hit us up. Send us an email. Send it to barelyadestinyshow@gmail.com and just give us a link to your music. We'll play it on the show. It's so easy. Just do it, please. You can come and hang out with us on Discord if you guys want. And that is going to be pinned to the top of our Twitter. It's always a link to our Discord. You can always click it and join it. There's shenanigans going on. And if you don't know what Discord is, it's a big chat room. So come hang out and talk about really crazy stuff like the movie White Chicks has been going on our Discord.
I love that movie.
And when you're in that Discord, there is a channel that says Join the Clan. And you can do that. You can go to our Discord, and there's a link right there to join the clan. And then you can be part of Barely a Destiny clan. We always get you your engrams except for trials.
Yes. Hey, but if you're good at trials and you want to get a raid engram and a nightfall engram every week, join Barely a Destiny clan. We'll help each other out.
Yeah.
Well played.
There you go.
I like that. I like that idea.
If you are good at trials, you would be the only guy good at trials in the clan. You could feel really superior about that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And in the Discord, you get the bragging rights of being like, your engram is ready. Mic drop. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yep. Yeah, we do that. We do that all the time. It's like a race to be like, hey, guess what? I just hooked you up with an engram.
Yeah.
Go get it.
Love it.
Yeah.
You know what else I would love is some iTunes reviews. Or if whatever platform you listen to has reviews, do it there. I don't know. I tried forever to find Podbean's review system. Don't know if they have it. You can review like specific episodes, but I don't think you can do the show as a whole. If you can, let me know how, and I'll leave reviews. I don't you know. Hey, give us iTunes reviews, please. 5 stars, no matter what. It could be the worst review as long as it's 5 stars.
Yeah, if you're going to make a bad review, let's just request that it be funny.
And it also has to be 5 stars still.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
What's the point of giving us
We'll
low
probably read
stars? Hey, I hate this podcast so much. I want no one to listen to it. What's the point of that?
Yeah. It's dumb.
Yeah.
Be nice, listeners.
Yeah, we're a 4.5 because we've gotten one 1-star review and everything else has been 5 stars.
But
so that
wait.
one 1-star review guy.
I got to
Who's
go
this?
look at the 1-star review.
Oh,
he
he
didn't leave
didn't
a
write
comment. It's just a one-star review.
Oh, I
Oh.
remember that
Comment.
now, yeah.
We have no idea why this guy hates our show.
I
How are we
hear
gonna
He
get
on
just
a,
hates it.
I hear on a lot of shows people are always like, give me reviews, and I want to say thank you for the reviews because we are rated now, and that's cool.
Yeah.
That was sweet.
You have a
I'll
rating.
hop in there and do that this week.
And then lastly, you got to take care of these bills. So, are you having trouble keeping up with the pack? Do you feel sluggish? Need a little pep in your step? Try Buzz Beef. Take your meat to the limit. The energy-infused beef that will keep you slaying in Trostland for hours. Get 50% discount on your first bag of Buzz Beef with offer code BADS. Buzz Beef. Take your meat to the limits. Guys, let's get into the show. We do have a guest tonight, and that's Mark Square. And he is from the Grenades and Horseshoes podcast, and he does really cool art pieces that crack me up. It's exactly my sense of humor. So we figured we'd get him on the show and find out a little bit more about Mark. We're going to dive into the brain of Mark. So
Oh, it's a dangerous, dirty place in there.
Oh my God.
now we were playing some this morning, and I was like, "This is fun. Everybody's getting the same humor. Nice Arrested Development kind of pace going on."
Oh my God.
We had some never nude comments.
Yeah, there's literally dozens.
It was
of
too
us.
soon in the relationship, but we went there anyway.
So let's get to know you. Let's ask. We have some guest questions, and then I
Okay.
guess we'll do more interviewee stuff after that. But so if you could make an emote, what emote would you make?
Ooh. Me? I go first on this?
Yeah.
What am
Yeah.
Oh, no.
what I mean?
No, these are just for
Yeah.
you. This
Only
is,
you.
all you,
Just
man.
for me? Oh man, well it would definitely be pull my finger. So and you know, because farts are funny. Like I don't care who you are. If you say farts aren't funny, you're not being honest with most importantly yourself.
it's true.
So pull my finger would be number one on the list. And I would also want a counterpart. You know how there's some like if you do them at the same time near each other, they interact, right?
Yeah. Like
So I
the
would want
Play
there to
Dead
be
one works well.
yeah, so I would want there to be one that the counterpart one was, you know, finger pull, and then you know the fan the nose. So, yeah, that would be my ultimate emote design.
I like it.
And you know, don't feel like that's copyrighted, Bungie. If you feel the need to, you know, pull my finger,
Wait, is
go right ahead.
Bungie's listening to this? I feel like
When did that happen?
they're like the
Oh,
NSA
you-
of Destiny podcast.
They're always listening.
Yeah. hey, Deej, how's it going? Okay. Sorry, I got thrown off.
You're thinking about pulling my finger, aren't you?
Yeah. So our other guest question.
I just got to think like when you reference Deej, it just makes me think of Destiny Addicts podcast and how Kendo Gibbo will like rip apart. He'll like be nice to Deej and then go on a rant and then rip him apart like every
Oh.
single episode.
Deej, you wanker.
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you a wanker," and then he'll start talking about Destiny and Deej's relationship to Destiny, and then he'll just like call him a wanker again, but this time he means to call him a wanker.
This episode's
Oh my
brought to you
God.
by Destiny Addicts Podcast. Thanks for the $20, guys. Oh man, they didn't actually pay us. Wink.
Wink, wink. Under the table
So
in our jockeys.
when you're
Deej is a super nice guy though. He's legit. Like
Yeah.
it's his job to be nice to us as a community, right? I mean,
Yeah, that's literally his job.
yeah.
he
Puts up
seems
with a
like a
lot.
cool guy. I've never met him.
He does seem like a nice guy. Although
I
I was
love how
talking to
I love how people are like, "Fix it, Deej," and you're like, he's like, "I don't make games. I'm the community manager."
Yeah.
I just keep you from killing all of our people who do make the games. That's what I do.
Deej, fix
I will say
PvP. I don't program.
I talked to somebody who got to hang out with Deej at Guardian Con. There was a big restaurant gathering apparently where a bunch of people were there and they were drinking pretty heavily. And I guess Deej can really hold his liquor. They were purposely buying him drinks to see if he'd let anything slide about D2 at that point. And just
No, he doesn't. He's a machine. He won't.
he was and it was funny too because like dude, he's a total PR machine because he was like even when he was like drinking with them and partying, he was like totally schmoozing everyone like 24/7. I'm like, that's amazing. That man is like
amazing.
absolutely ridiculous.
Once
That's great.
again, that's his job. I bet in his interview they were like, "How well can you hold your liquor?"
They took him out and they're like,
Yeah.
we're gonna have a drinking contest.
I wish Deej
We're
was
gonna
my
tell you a
uncle.
secret.
I wish
Uncle Deej.
I did meet him at PAX West. He was great, like really great. Just stood there and talked to us for a while, and the greatest part was like he's got a few of my art pieces and from different events. And stuff.
That's cool.
And so this time I had, what was it that I was carrying? I was carrying the Taste the Rainbow rifle, the one with the Skittles on it, you know?
Mhm.
And so I said,
Yes.
I just had a print of it, you know, and I handed it to him. I was like, do you want to carry this around the rest of the day? Because, you know, it's annoying. You're at a con. He's not even using a backpack. Like, you don't want to be encumbered, right?
Right.
I was trying to give away as many prints as I could so that I could stop carrying my backpack. And he was going to say no. You could see him start to shake his head, and then he looked at it and he was like, yes, I do. And then I was like,
That's awesome.
so
That's
he
cool,
put it
man.
away, so he wouldn't have to carry it and he wouldn't have to hurt my feelings. But, you know, he did take it.
So
Like I said, he's a super nice guy. His job would be nice.
our other question is, what is your loadout for Destiny? What's your guns? And this is awesome because this is the first time we've asked a guest this for Destiny 2.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so there's been a few. So I write a comic called Derpa Sherpa. It's about my fails within Destiny. So like I always do this stuff. Like I think I've written. This is how much of a failure I am, even as a comic artist. I've written one full comic. I've made T-shirts. That's about it. But I want my Guardian to look like this Derpa Sherpa character, and he has like 80s sunglasses, had those blinds going across. So I'm super excited for the Dawning armor that's coming out because there's a helmet that actually has the lines like just like it right across. So
the
as
hunter
far as
helmet.
that's not guns, but I'm so excited about that one piece of gear coming out that that tops the list. But there's been a few changes of the way I play the game since Destiny 2 has even come out. And that's what I understand people getting bored of this game. Like, okay, you're bored of your game. You've got 3 subclasses. Even if you only play one character, there's 3. I'm sure there's 3 different sets of loadouts that you could have for each one.
Mhm.
But so far, my 2 favorite are the Lucky Raspberry Arc Strider for PvP. And then max mobility. I just always try to do as much mobility as I can. And that arc grenade, and with the Lucky Raspberry you can get your grenade back. The other one is like the Quick Fang Mighty Mini Tool. Yeah, Quick Fang Mighty Mini Tool. It's mostly about how you run like a ninja. I'm not
yeah.
super try hard, by the way. It should be stated I suck. Don't take any of these recommendations
Nope,
as
this
a
is
serious
meta.
way to.
This is the meta.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I use Mida to help me run fast. The Mida Mini Tool, also to run fast, and the Quick Fang, max mobility, and then the chest piece that's got the dragon on it. I forget what it's called.
Dragon's
Cash.
Breath, I think.
No.
It could be. That's how cash I am. Wait, Dragon's Breath was the one
Yeah, that's a
from the
rocket
first
The
launcher.
game
rocket
that had
launcher. Yeah.
Smart coming out.
Yeah,
Dragon's
anyway.
Shadow. Dragon's Shadow.
Dragon Shadow. That's what
Sounds
it is.
right.
Cool.
Yeah, so I put all that on and I run around really, really fast to try to flank while other people are firing. As far as PvE, I use I haven't got the raid rocket yet, so I'm using what's the Vanguard rocket
Curtain
launcher?
call.
Curtain call. Yeah.
And the Cold Heart, and the Scout or Devil is the hand cannon that I use all the time, or the Scout rifle that's the Vanguard one called
Nameless Midnight.
Nameless Midnight. Yep,
That's
I
my
almost
favorite.
couldn't think of
Yeah.
the name.
It's
Yeah,
a
so
nice PvE loadout.
yeah, so
It's
I mean
raid
that's
loadout right there.
That's it. Yeah, for raids and anytime we're trying really hard at the Nightfall or whatever, that's the combo that I'll use for PvE. So those are my.
So you're a hunter main then, right?
Oh yeah.
What's your what's your main subclass? Are you like in the Arc Strider, or are you into the Gunslinger or
Night Stalker.
Night Stalker? Okay.
I've played, and that's I guess I forgot to mention that with the Quick Fang and all that stuff. That's what I run Night Stalker with, and in PvE almost entirely Night Stalker. I played Hunter since the beta, and when I always was like, Crota came out, and you got your Blade Dancer. You have to kind of learn that. I was Gunslinger until then. But then when Night Stalker came out as a class, I was like, this is exactly what I wanted out of a hunter class. And in fact, where it was unannounced for so long, and then I finally found out in Destiny 2 there was going to be a Night Stalker class, and it was going to have boom, boom, boom in it. I was so excited about that, that it was coming back. So yeah, that's definitely all day long Night Stalker for sure.
Nice.
Scott, when you were like, what I thought you were gonna be like, so you made Hunter, what's your problem?
Why do you like life to be hard? I
Oh
use
my
Android phones and I play as a hunter. No, I'm kidding. I use Apple because I like life to be easy. Let the flame wars begin.
Oh
Right.
man.
I also like the
I was
tractor
gonna say.
cannon. That's a really fun one where you can push people with it. It's like Three Stooges in gun form.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Hey, if you're a musician out there, make She Thinks My Tractor Cannon's sexy.
It's
Oh,
worth
that-
your time.
That's the only appropriate use to that song ever.
Yeah, that's the audio version
Please.
of what Mark does for pictures basically. And
Yeah,
how did you start doing that? When were you like, oh, I'm gonna do Galacorn? Was that the first one? What was the first one?
That was way back there. So I do art in real life as well, and I had kind of like a breakthrough when I was doing some of my art in real life, and that was I was doing a painting of like a mermaid cleaning up trash on the seafloor, which is already silly. I get it, but then there was a crab wearing a can in the background, and I was like, I like this crab better than I like this mermaid, because he's wearing a can. Like it's it's simple, but it's got a message. It's kind of funny, but then it also makes you think like, why is he wearing a can? Because the ocean's full of trash. That's why. So it's
Right.
kind of sad, but it's kind of silly at the same time. So when I started playing Destiny, I liked the idea of being able to do art that was a blend of the game and things in real life, in a way that was silly. It helped people to like realize, hey, this is a game. We're playing a game here. This is supposed to be fun, and silly and laid back. So I think one of the first ones I ever did was the Gallarcorn, which was the Gallarhorn mixed with corn. I didn't say it was highbrow, did I? So I did that. I did Mask of the Nerd Man, which was like the exotic helmet Mask of the Third Man, except for it had 3 lenses on the glasses. It was wearing glasses with 3 lenses. And so that was a really big breakthrough for me too, because it wasn't just an exotic armor piece, and it wasn't just that it was wearing glasses. The blend of the two was almost like a statement about being yourself. Go ahead, and you're playing a game here, and we're trying to pretend we're, bad A space wizards or whatever, but like we're still us, and we're still interacting with the game and with each other. We can, have true friends within the game, find nice people within the community that are like us as well, and just be ourselves. And that was a really big breakthrough piece early on as far as the Destiny art, and what keeps me motivated to keep doing it.
Yeah, I really love how it's like it's a dad joke, like dad joke pun, and then just like really well done art though to it. Like Zavala on Koala or Koala on Zavala. I was just like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it's cheesy, but that's no reason to be lazy about how hard you work on making the art look legit and everything. So
Yeah,
I
for
just
sure.
saw some new ones. I think they're new. I went on your Instagram, and they're like these classic like Victorian style paintings. I think, if I'm getting the era right, I'm probably not, but
so
that's
the
cracking
Timeless
me up.
Tower series. Yeah. So that one, I would describe myself as a memist as much as an artist, but I like my goal is to make a meme where there doesn't need to be any words. But you understand that it's silly, just like you would understand a meme is silly. And I'm
Those are
working
the
on that
best
one.
ones.
Yeah. So that one, I'm working on that series with a friend of mine, Cortana 5, and she likes art a whole lot. So shout out to her. She's helping me with coming up with that's Cade, commander of the Vendi. Yeah. So
Sorry,
it's all done like it's classic paintings combined with Destiny themes and characters. So
Love it.
it's just
I
ridiculous.
fucking love it.
And so anyway, she's been helping me on that a lot, and I really appreciate that. And the fact that you can find in the Destiny community so many positive Really, really intelligent, fun people to collaborate with is also another reason why I love the community and what keeps me arting all the time. But the Timeless Tower I've done, oh man, I think I've maybe completed 7. I'm not sure that I've posted all of them.
Oh man, there's only 5 on here.
So there's a couple more this week that
New
we've
release
got.
is coming, everybody.
Yep. So just know that the one's coming up next week. One of them is a character that's not in the game yet. One of the ones I thought we would get a little bit more, especially where Cortana actually works at Bungie. We thought we would get a little bit more of a, oh my gosh, well, what did happen? We posted the abduction of Mara Sov.
Mm-hmm.
And it's based off the abduction of Europa, of course, but it's Mara Sov instead. So we really thought we would get a whole lot more people speculating, like, yeah, well, where is she? Why don't you tell us? Why don't you tell us? But no one did. We're like, no one took the bait on that. Like, you guys just washed over people or what? Like, so, but oh well, whatever.
Wait, where is she though?
You took the bait. I don't know. I was dying to just say that to someone. I don't know.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Man.
So
I think it's funny talking about that. I think Kirsten Potter, who's the voice actress for Mara Sov, I think she let it drop on either in an interview with a magazine or maybe it was on the Ghost Stories episode where they interviewed her. But they said something where she said something to the effect that led people to think she was recording more voice lines. And they're like, confirm, Mara Sov's not dead. And I think she got in a whole lot of trouble for that. I'm not really sure, but I do remember hearing about that. So that's funny.
I don't think she's dead.
Nah. I think there's some interesting stuff going on with that. I think there's more of a story to explore there for sure.
I'll wait 3 DLCs to find out.
Yeah,
I'm super
We're
excited.
getting Vex next, and then it better go back to Hive because they're my Hive lore is so good.
Yo, have you guys, real quick, have you guys seen that the second DLC is going to be the Curse of Osiris? It leaked like a month ago, and the only reason I found out about this was because somebody this week mentioned that, and I'm just like, what?
I was like, yeah, dude, I've known that for a while.
I have it, dude.
Yeah.
I missed it. I totally was like unaware of this, and somebody mentioned it to me. I'm like, excuse me, and I posted it. I sent it to like one of my friends who's a my buddy Constant Gamer who's in my clan. He's the warlock that I go back and forth with. Like we do the Titan warlock back and forth in our clan page. Yeah, and it's funny because like I was telling these guys last time, like our clan mates just look at the post, they're like, they're doing it again.
Why can't you guys just agree that both are good? Because neither are good. That's why you can't agree. Hunter.
No.
Oh,
shots fired.
Whoa, hold on a sec. Hold on a sec.
I think there's a way to kick him off the call. I'm not quite sure.
It's funny because me and Constant will go back and forth, and it gets to the point where we're both like in character. Like I'm a Titan arguing with a warlock, and he's a warlock arguing with a Titan. We're like, oh yeah, well,
I like puppies. Is that what you
it's
said?
like, oh yeah, well, Kabir was the first one to go to the Vault of Glass, so warlocks are pussies. Oh yeah, well Osiris sent him there. You don't know that. You don't know that at all. So yeah, I sent him that, and he's just like, oh my god. He's like, yeah.
Amazing.
Mark, you also have a podcast. It's called Grenades and Horseshoes. And
Yes.
it's I feel like I came to the show a little later, and you guys were in the show. We're talking about, you're like, we're trying to start gearing a little bit more towards the audio format, but it's more of like a show. Like you should watch it with your eyeballs. How'd that get started?
Yeah, so we wanted to kind of find a niche within the community that maybe wasn't being done. So we had the idea, and you were saying this as well. You guys kind of started Barely a Destiny show when there was a content drought. And then you know what's left when there's a content drought? All the people that super care about the community and the game. And we started ours the same time. Like we wanted to interact with the part of the community that's here for the rest of the community. They're here because they love the game. They're still playing it because, their group of friends is playing it. So we wanted to create something for them that is maybe not as, there's plenty of informative podcasts out there that give you real information. And I do content stuff for Planet Destiny. So they have plenty of that. Like there's tons of people on that channel giving real information that is like super valuable within the community. Kudos to those guys doing all that hard work. I'm not one of them. I wanted to keep it a little bit more casual. So we came up with the idea of Grenades and Horseshoes, and this is with my co-hosts Grey Ghost Tui and Unilala. And so just the three of us came up with all these ideas. We sat down and brainstormed to create a Destiny variety show. And we were playing towards our strength. Like Grey Ghost is very good at technically like OBS and building up scenes and all that kind of stuff. And of course I make art. And then Unilala has a really good perspective on like how the community is interacting with each other and what the topics and everything are. And so we put all that together into a show that is just variety, and it's clips from the community, funny things that have happened during the game, how our week was in Destiny. We feature a lot of art. I'm a member of the DCA, the Destiny Community Artists Discord. A lot of, pretty much anybody that does Destiny art that you see on Twitter is in there. And so we feature a lot of artists from there during the show. Just keep it light, keep it fun. And it airs on Planet Destiny's Twitch channel every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to catch it live, you can catch it there. But like you were saying earlier, we're making a push to have an audio version. We've got all of them onto iTunes, Discord, Stitcher. And that's all thanks to Grey Ghost's, keyboard wizardry that he does for the show. So shout out to them. I also have another podcast coming up. The first episode's not released yet, but it's for the DCA. So it'll be the DCA podcast.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
cool.
So, yeah.
Oh, I heard about
here.
that.
Exclusive
I heard
scoop.
about that,
I'm gonna play a
is,
soundbite here, like news blast.
Laze is on that with you, right?
Yeah, it's Leigh Summerstone and Matt Oishi and I.
Oh, no way.
So
That's
Matt
awesome.
Oishi, people that are really into Destiny and Twitter would know all the GIFs you see, like of anything cell shaded Destiny related. He's made it. Super talented.
Wait, did
So-
he do the super hot fire one?
Yes.
Yes.
That's my
Yeah.
favorite one.
Oh,
I
I know.
love sending it to people, and they're just like, "What the fuck?"
yeah, it's so good. It's so good. And
Mhm.
if I had to say, if there was like a GIF that I would have, I mean, just like I can't even fathom how good that is, because it's Destiny meets viral. You know what I mean? Viral GIF turned Destiny. I love it so much. I'm so obsessed with getting people to know who Matt Oishi is. Bungie tweeted out a GIF of Shaxx like drinking coffee and spitting it out.
Yes, that's another good one. Yeah.
That's him too. So like anything like super cool GIF that you can think of Destiny related was Matt Oishi. So with that show, what we're doing is, we're not sure every episode will be like this, but it's going to be animated, the whole show, where Leigh Summerstone of course does the Watermelon XO, and then of course I do the Derpa Sherpa comic. And then Matt Oishi has the guy that he always animates. He's got the Trials mask and no hood, Hunter. So, all three of those guys are going to be in there. Kind of think Space Ghost Coast to Coast meets Destiny style.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
that's gonna be so awesome.
I know. I'm super excited about it. We've recorded the audio for the first episode, and just now we're gonna, be coming out within the next, few weeks or so. A lot of things have to happen, for all that animation wizardry to come full circle. So yeah, super excited about that as well. So lots of.
Oh, man.
I talk. Way
I
too
can't wait.
That's awesome.
That's gonna be so good.
much.
Man, I'm so excited for that. That sounds like a lot of work. Is this gonna be like monthly, or are you guys doing weekly? Like, do you have any idea of how often it's coming out?
We're gonna shoot for every other week. Is that
Okay.
bi-weekly, or does that mean twice?
Bi-weekly. Yeah, bi-weekly. is
Yeah.
right.
Okay. Yeah. So every other week is going to be the goal. After he gets things in place, like if you've ever watched Space Ghost Coast to Coast, like sometimes the animation is like they're reusing the same assets,
Yeah.
but that's part of its like kind of cheesy appeal kind of a thing, So
It's great, man.
Yeah, I love
that
that
actually
show.
got me into a lot of cartoons that like I found later on in life, like Aqua Teen, Hunger Force, and like that's actually got me into Adult Swim. Like I would stay up late just to watch Space Ghost Coast to Coast, and I had like
Mhm.
a couple of my friends in my high school who like knew what it was, and then everybody else I tried to describe it to them, like, this old cartoon Space Ghost, and they're like, "What the fuck are you talking about, man?" Like, what we don't even I don't know what the hell that is. I'm like, yeah, but it's on like Cartoon Network. Like, you used to watch cartoons? I'm like, fuck you, I can't talk to you.
You don't understand. You don't
Yeah,
understand.
like, you have no idea. Like,
Yeah. So like in
So,
that
yeah.
one, the TV comes down, the guest is on it too. We're gonna do the same thing when we interview like different
Oh,
people from
yes.
the community or different people from the DCA. So
That's cool.
I'm super excited.
that's gonna be
Super
great.
excited for it. Yeah.
Oh man.
So
So we have some questions from out in the chat, out in the wilds out here. Arisen Phoenix wants to know, how long have you been doing your artwork and what started this passion?
So regular artwork, I actually didn't do it. I didn't have any school classes for it. I decided when I think I was 19, 20, I broke my hand skating, and I decided, well, this is going to be boring. And luckily it was my left hand. And so I was like, I'm just going to, I guess, learn to do drawing and painting and stuff. And at the time, my dad was a school teacher, and he knew a retired art teacher, and he got him to give me some lessons to, stretch canvas and that kind of thing. There's going to be no way for me to finish the story without admitting how old I am. Is there?
I wouldn't feel too bad. I might have you beat.
I doubt it. But so he gave me like 3 1-hour lessons, I guess, of how to stretch a canvas, how to mix paint, the color wheel, like consistency of paint. And then just kind of like, all right, you're ready. Like, go out into the world and create art. And so I did that for many, many years. Had a lot of art shows and that kind of thing every year. And so, man, that was, I'm going to say, that's how bad it is. That's how old I am. My gosh. About 17 years ago.
Okay.
Something like that. And so then, when I started playing Destiny, of course, I was already doing art that might be considered a little bit nerdy at that point, like, incorporated, nerd culture into fine art, kind of mix those two together. So it was a really natural transition then to go from that into making Destiny related art. And then the community surrounding Destiny was so welcoming, and everyone, even though obviously the community for people enjoying just regular art or even just silly satire art is way bigger than the community that would just enjoy Destiny art. It's very focused. The community was so positive and so fun to be around that, I just stayed, and I just, I still enjoy the game, and I still enjoy making art related to it for those reasons.
Awesome. Tiny Heart, and he knows might be overstepping his bounds here with us, but he wants to know what your favorite pizza is. Boys, I don't want to hear any answers from you guys. But Mark, what's your favorite pizza?
Well, and I hate to admit this after the ad copy at the beginning, but I'm a vegetarian. Pescatarian at times. I eat fish sometimes. But yeah, so it limits my topping choices. But my favorite is probably banana pepper and cheese.
Cheese.
Again.
That's it.
So
That's some good eating.
I like
boring.
that though. That's a nice simple thing. Like when people are like, "Hey, what kind of pizza you want to get?" I'm like, "Pepperoni." That's pizza. Yeah, I don't. You need to doll it up for me. One topic.
The wheel, yeah.
Actually, in regard to that, I manage a pizza shop, and I actually every couple days get a customer that's like orders a pizza, and when I read it back, they're like, "You didn't say pepperoni," and I'm like, "You didn't order pepperoni.
You didn't say pepperoni, sir."
They're like, "You mean pepperoni isn't just come on it automatically?"
Wait, really?
No,
That's dumb.
Yeah, that happens.
That's
all the
just
time.
dumb.
Wow.
And then this is our last
That
one.
guy's trying to get free toppings.
From Arisen Phoenix again. He says, "What's the chances of an addition to the new Destiny series of art where it's Zavala, Shaxx, and Saladin in Twilight Gap or the Battle of Six Fronts?"
Oh wow.
Wait, that's the same place though, right?
No, too different.
Okay, my
Six
bad.
Fronts was
bad.
the city.
So
Six Fronts was the battle.
Okay,
Sorry, go ahead.
No.
I was just going to say Six Fronts was the battle of the city where there were 6 different entrances to the city at the Fallen Sieged, I believe.
Hey, and
if I'm quoting this right.
weren't all 6 of those headed up by what class? I don't remember.
Oh,
Uh,
geez,
right.
I don't know, Ben.
Titans.
Hunters.
That's right. They were definitely
Right.
Titans.
So
I
there
think
wouldn't
so.
have even
And-
been a Last City to defend if it weren't for us.
Yeah, and if you listen to if you've been through the subclass missions in D2 for all your subclasses in the Sunbreaker one, Shaq says there were Titans of all three classes there on the wall that day fighting and dying together.
Ooh, so the Sunbreakers were there too.
Sunbreakers were there,
Mm.
confirmed.
No
Interesting.
mention of hunters though, because they were probably just off in the wild somewhere.
Yeah, they're out
They
Yeah.
were
being
They were
Selfish
admiring
guys.
they were admiring their Frabjous cloaks.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we don't want to get our cloaks dirty.
They're just hiding in the trees, throwing
stay
knives
fat.
out. I forgot what we
What's
were doing.
today's ghost?
Oh, the question.
Oh, he had a question about 6. Yeah. So is he talking about the Timeless Tower series then? He's wondering
I'm
if we're going to address.
Guessing.
Uh,
Oh,
it's
man.
possible.
That'd be
Now,
awesome.
Like I said, there's 2 already done involving characters that are and are not in Destiny 2. And I don't know that we had any plans to get that lore deep because, like, don't be mad, but I know so little about lore. I play the game for not
Dude,
reason.
so much good art can come out of that lore.
I know, and especially where this new series is more about telling stories, and getting people to think, of stories in their mind. It would be helpful to have those type of insights, and I do with Grenades and Horseshoes. We cooperate with Focus Fire Chat over there, and Blue and Green Eyed Music Lover help us on a lot of, they're going to be doing a lot of new stuff with us with Plain Ben's Doodle
nice.
Guns. They're actually writing up lore that would fit in the game to explain all these doodle guns that he's doing, which is amazing.
That's great.
So I might start asking them questions. Then we have a chat that, I can come in and be like, I'm a lore noob. Like, are there pizza rolls in the Destiny universe? That kind of thing. So I'll start asking them about that. Phoenix, send me that question on Twitter, and I'll look into that for you and see if anything comes from it.
But he says, I just pictured a classic battle painting, but with those 3.
Oh,
That'd be
right.
tight, though.
Okay. Yeah, that could happen. That could definitely happen then. Yeah. I'm thinking too hard about it.
And you know what's funny about that? Those 3 people are all
What?
Titans.
It's true.
You guys-
We're everywhere.
you guys
Solid and
trying to
Shax is
infect me
alive.
with your
All
Titan
Titans.
thinking.
We use the show mostly to just invite non-Titans on and just berate them.
Yeah.
Hey,
well,
in fairness, pretty much every other show is all hunters and warlocks, and all they do is shit on Titans. So we got to get ours in.
we try not to get involved, but I have to say I'm my fellow co-hosts in podcasting, Grey Ghost, Unalala, Matt Oishi, Lace Summerstone, Mark Square, Titans, all 5.
Titans?
All 5 of us are I'm sorry, Hunter Maine. Don't sound clip that. You're gonna sound clip that and make it
Yep.
sound like a Titan.
Oh no! Too late. You're going to be on every podcast talking about how you're all Titans.
Yeah, all Titans.
If only you would have said
We're not
Dan
Titans.
Finity, I could have confirmed it.
Yeah, he's a hunter as well. So
Hey,
I think
we
the
did
art
play
that will
today.
come out of this
Oh,
yeah,
me,
that's
and,
true.
me and
Me
Dan
and
and Mark
Dan.
played today, and Dan was playing
great.
a Titan.
he was. Yeah, he was unhappy about it, but he was doing.
Yeah, no, I was
This
I
is
was playing my hunter, and it's rough out there, man. I actually my heart goes out to all you playing hunters, because how do you do it with no recovery? You're just like, oh, I got shot. Let me go hide until the
so
war
bad.
is over.
It's
Well,
crazy.
there's a certain gear set, like I think it's Gemsum Knight. I'm not sure what planet that comes from, but it is
Io. That comes
Okay.
from Io, yeah.
it's a recovery set. So is the Road Complex, which can be obtained anywhere. And you stock up on those, and then you use your invisibility. I call it the coward class, but you get the reason I like the reason I like Hunter though is that you can put yourself in positions that would get you killed on any other class, and then you can get out sometimes. So that's
Oh no,
that's
it's totally true. It's totally
Yeah.
true. But jump,
Yeah.
it's hard to shoot while you're jumping.
yeah.
Well,
Turn them.
We were talking about it today, and I think that like Hunter with the ability to have 2 counterbalance mods on it, and then you have stuff like Knucklehead Radar. Like, it seems that the class is just geared more towards shooting stuff. They're like, we're gonna make the shooting aspect of your life so much better. And,
Crucible Radio just had a. Oh, God. Sorry.
oh no, that's what I like gathered because I just finished leveling up my hunter. I think I'm at like 280 now, which goes really fast when you have 305 guns. That went like insanely fast.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Crucible Radio just had a really good episode last week with Ramblin' on talking about how everybody was flipping shit about hunters and how they were way underpowered and this and the other thing in D2. But Ramblin' actually made a pretty good case, and I think Famous Birds was the one who backed them up on it. They said basically what happened with D2 is they kind of changed the identity of the hunter, and it's not just in the Crucible, but also when you're out, in the environment doing raids and stuff. They changed how hunter works a little bit, so it takes a little bit more to figure out, whereas everybody was just trying to copy and paste the same old shtick they did with D1.
Yeah, like the tether for the hunter now actually doesn't do bonus damage to a boss.
Yeah.
So
which is
like,
weird.
Yeah.
it's like, so what is it then? It's an ad clearing mechanism, and it's used defensively. And so, I mean, it really is. They give you so many options, like your invisibility, your dodge can reload your gun, your smoke to, so basically the whole idea behind Hunter is get in there, look cool with your cape on, then disappear and let your friends kill all the enemies. So that's my strat.
I hate those capes. I want the makeshift scarf back so bad.
So does
that's
Matt.
all I wore. Like, actually, I stopped playing my hunter for a while in Destiny 1 because I was like, I hate capes. And then they came out and they were like, hey, makeshift scarf is back. I was like, all right, back to the hunter. Let's grind out for a makeshift scarf. And I got it.
There's nothing like it in D2 yet. Yeah. Even the short capes still have the hood over
The
it.
cowl,
So,
yeah.
I do like the hood with no cape. Like, that's cool. I'm also a fan of cape with no hood. Like Cloak of Taniks was what I used before I got my makeshift scarf. I just want to look different, guys. Plus, it was
What I
cool in
don't
D1
like-
being able to see like the whole armor set because you didn't have a cape or a hood on. So I like that.
What I don't like about the capes in D2 is there's a bunch of capes where there's like some kind of like backpacky, like harder thing.
It's
right
a
below
fanny
the
pack
neck.
on your like small of your back, or not small of your back,
Yeah, and
but
then the
on your
cape
shoulder
comes
blades.
out of that, and it just doesn't flow right. It just looks terrible to me.
Okay, a cloak called Home is the one that I use. I have like 4 of them in all the colors, and all the different mods on there. And it behaves and it looks like a hunter cloak from Destiny 1. It's great. It's the perfect length. Goes with all of your different boots,
No. The only good one I have too is the raid cloak, which comes down. It like starts wide at the top and then comes down to a V, and it kind of looks like a sparrow. And I just super hate it, but I have nothing.
Yeah, it makes me fast like that. I meant to tell you.
Yeah. Narwhal
That
was
top-
like, wish
that-
they all had the Harry Potter cloak. I'm just like, God damn it. They kind of do with the
Yeah,
invisibility.
that's what the warlocks have.
Yeah, other than that, I leveled up a hunter this week. Didn't really play a lot of Destiny. Did you guys get into anything cool in Destiny this week?
Before it's Steve.
Everyone's
on
like,
vacation.
no.
I'm on the verge of completing every milestone on every character for the first time this week. So
Wow.
Is that a lot of work?
You really did get into a lot.
it
pretty
is
awesome.
a lot of work. I'm 2 raids in, and I got 1 more to do, and some nightfalls, and that's about it. But
Wow. Kudos on that, man.
It feels good. It does feel good. I still have my warlock to clear the raid with. I cleared it on my hunter a couple nights ago in guided games. And those 2 dudes were better
shit.
than half our raid team, so it
Nice.
wasn't too bad.
That's cool.
Very nice.
We played a raid, what was it, Friday night? Tried to bring my 2 real life buddies, Sire and Gray Fox, through the raid. They both finally hit 280. So we went to try and bring them through the raid, and it took some learning, but I think we got to dogs, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and we all had to get up early the next day. So we had to call it a night there, but it was good. Lately on my Titan, usually I'll get my milestones done by like Wednesday or something, or Thursday, and then what I'll do is I'll start doing some of the the really cool, like, I love the adventure missions, right?
Mhm.
The little orange adventure missions with the sword on them, the markers for it. I just finished the ones, all the ones on Nessus, and there's some crazy stuff on the Nessus adventures. They talk about Osiris, like the first one he gets mentioned, which, by the way, spoilers, if you haven't completed these, go do them because they're awesome. Everybody bitches that it's not a reward. It doesn't matter. It's fun, and they tell a good story.
The experience is the reward. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
adventures are lore. That's the point.
It's so good, man. And it's like the first, when Failsafe gets captured by the Vex, they're talking about it. She's like, I was with another prisoner in there talking for almost a decade. And I'm like, oh, I wonder if it's, and then the next mission, they're like, a user inside the network by the name of Osiris sends his regards. I'm like, he's there. It's him. I was right. I was right.
Oh man, I'm so excited for that DLC. I'm so excited
It's
for
gonna be
another
awesome,
campaign.
Yeah. Yeah. See, we were talking about it today. Like, I played some with you guys, you and Dan, this morning for his side quest Sunday. But then also I played with a friend of mine that he plays a lot. Like that's how he relaxes at the end of the day. He's in England, so that means the middle of my day. And he was like, man, I'm really done a lot. I'm still really enjoying the game. And I was like, well, what if we went to all the planets and did adventures one day? Like, just get me and you and another guy together, and it's like story time together. Like, he's like, that would be amazing, because he's ran the campaign again and stuff. But that way, like all that stuff, there's so much stuff to do, but everyone's so obsessed with getting a reward that they forget like the joy of actually just doing, just
Right.
The content that's there is really, really entertaining. The quests and all that kind of stuff is really, really fun.
Mm-hmm.
That is something that I was thinking about this week. Like, everybody has that end game conversation going on that we're probably not going to talk about today for
Yep, we
a
already
few
did
reasons.
last week.
Yeah. That being the main one. But I actually was saw there was a pretty good discussion going on one of Lays Summerstone's tweets about it, and he said basically the same thing you just said. Is like, the missions are fun. It's sort of the experience is the reward in and of itself. And people, there were a couple people on there who, even though they were kind of salty and bitching, they had good points. And I kind of the best way I could sum it up is like, I'm in a weird place right now with Destiny 2 where I'm really enjoying the more casual gameplay. Because then, I'm not I don't feel like I have to sink 100 hours a week into it just to clear whatever is going on this week, be it Iron Banner or like a raid challenge or something. So it's kind of cool to be able to do that and sort of like relax and be like, all right, I can spend more time with my family. I can spend more time like working on other stuff, other projects. But at the same time, it is kind of weird because as I'm finishing off these missions and I know I have 2 other characters to do, I'm looking at them going, there's just going to come a point where I'm looking for more stuff to do. You know?
Yeah.
So it's a really weird place right now. That's where I found myself.
It is, and it's going to become just a social game. And the one idea that Darren and my friend that I was playing with this afternoon, came up with is if they would allow you to patrol, and at least patrol with 4, right? With 4 people. Right. That would help the social aspect so much. You don't necessarily need to bring back 6s, but if you were allowed to have 4 on patrol, you could do PvE or PvP content with 4 people at least.
But anything that's on a planet, so patrol, adventure, or public events.
Yeah, lost sectors, all that stuff. Yeah, you could explore planets together. That would be amazing.
I will say I do. Go ahead,
I was going to say I would love 6 people to be able to do like just roaming around a planet, because I think the most fun that I've had in Destiny was, or not the most fun, but one of the most fun times was during what was Court of Oryx, and then what's the other one that was like that?
Archon's Forge.
Archon's Forge.
Yeah.
Those 2, when you could get a ton of people in there, was so incredibly fun.
Yeah.
And towards the end of Rise of Iron, man, it was a blast. Like, I forgot how much fun that was because I got everything I needed from Archon's Forge, and I'm like, I hadn't gone back there in one. And then like there was one night, I think it was like a Friday night at 12:30. All my friends were offline because D1, was kind of on its way out, and I was just playing to play because I'm like, well, my wife and kid are in bed. Like, I'm gonna go play some Destiny. So I rolled into Archon's Forge, and there was like 4 people in there already, like doing a boss challenge, and a couple of them were like kindergartens. So I'm level 400 Sunbreaker coming through the door like, party on, let's do this. Yep, destroy everything. So then behind me there was like a Stormcaller Warlock that came in, and there was a couple other like high level Guardians that came in, and it was just insane. I think there was like 9 people in that Archon's Forge, and every time the boss came out, he would appear and blink, and then he would die.
Yeah.
Because like everybody just converged on him. They're just like,
so
get
good.
him.
The dome is tethered already, and like,
yeah.
just everything's in place.
There's
like people
5 guys waiting with axes. Yep.
Yeah, they're all standing on top of the
Slam.
dome, waiting for it to slit open. The captain just goes flying into the sky.
I think
I
the
love
equivalent of that in D2 is public events, to be honest.
Yeah, and if I could have
yeah.
6 people
You get
doing
into
them.
if you get
Dude.
sometimes you do because there's just other people in the area, and like I've cleared some public events in like 45 seconds.
Yes.
Where everyone's just on point, and you're like the specifically comes to mind is the Fallen Walker on Titan.
Yes.
Just
I
like,
was just gonna say that. Yeah.
like
just like
everyone grabs a thing, you
twitches a few
put
times.
you put it into the spot, and you make it heroic after 2 phases, and then by the time the second tank comes out, the first one's dead, and you can clear that second tank in like 15 seconds.
Dude, the best.
It's so much fun, and then you just sort of like, oh well, we cleared this thing super fast. I'm just gonna double dip real quick, and probably like 3 or 4 people have the same idea. So your next public event is a bunch of people as
Yes.
well, all double dip.
Yeah, you fast
So
travel
good.
to the next place.
Yeah.
That happened on I think it was like Wednesday or Thursday night. It was me, and it had to be like at least 4 or 5 other Guardians in that instance of Titan that were just fast traveling back and forth between the 2. So like we'd go do the public event for the Walker on the one side of it, and then we'd go back to on the rig, and then we'd go back to the other one that was on
Well, someone told me you can go right back to the same one you were just at,
Yeah,
and
that's what
sometimes
I'm
it's a
talking
different
about.
instance,
the
and people
double-
are fighting
the double-
for it too. Yeah,
Fast
I haven't
travel
done
to
that yet.
the same one that you
It's
were
like time
just at. And if
Oh,
you
no
do
shit.
the first one fast enough, you're in a different instance of the same thing. So you just join other people that were doing the same
wow.
thing you were doing, but in a different instance. And you can even get. I've heard people can get the triple dip. I haven't gotten one yet.
Wow.
Like on
That's
DCP,
amazing.
they've been talking about trying to get that elusive quad dip. So there's like a challenge between Tefty and Pope Bear to see who can get the first quad dip.
yeah. The theory at this point is that when PC comes out and things load a little faster on like super epic PCs, that it'll be possible on the PC, whereas it might not be waiting
That's
through
awesome.
even like PS4 Pro load times.
That's some Slayerage kind of shit. Like, I figured out that using a PC, we can quad dip.
Yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
It's
Oh,
super
man.
funny. That went on. I was doing that probably the other night for an hour, and it was just so much fun because like you see the same people at the next stop. You're like, hey, let's go.
Me and you, high five. Yeah, it can work against you though if the people don't know what they're doing. Like the Glimmer Drill, I went in there and they're killing everything so fast you can't kill the extractor fast enough. Because
That's the game, though.
Yep.
I roll
Yeah,
in
it
there
is.
with like a heavy weapon. I'm just like merciless. Hit this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That one and the Blight one are the two.
The Taken
that
Blight
one's
one's
really
impossible if
cool.
they don't know.
I
Like,
hate
I can't
that
do
one
it.
so much.
yeah, it's not enjoyable to try to do that one because you're dipping in and out of that bubble and things are just pummeling the back of your head. So quality of life, like the screen is diving, it's turning red all the time. It's just it's not feng shui at all. That whole situation is very stressful.
I will say I did run into when I was bouncing back and forth between events on Titan the other night. I ran into 2. I almost soloed a heroic Walker one, except for I got killed with 45 seconds left, and then another Guardian jumped in and helped me finish it off. So it was good because I was kind of struggling with that. It wasn't having an easy time. But then I did the last public event for the night, and it was the Fallen Walker on Titan. And it was this, I think it was a Warlock and either a Hunter or a Titan. And I don't know if they knew how to turn it heroic. So they just like immediately, they opened up 2 bubbles and just killed the Fallen Walker. And meanwhile, I'm trying to like open bubble number 3 so we can get like all the cannons. I'm like, no, come on.
Yeah.
Abort! Stop!
No, I
stop!
feel
Damn
that.
it.
Yeah.
You know what else I'm feeling? Seasons.
Me too.
Mm.
Double thumbs up.
Yeah, these are announced, and some new stuff's coming. So I guess we're gonna try and run through what's new with Seasons. First thing that I'm seeing though is that there's, geez, where do I start? There's new armor. The Dawning's coming back. Iron Banner. You got one more shot, I think, at the samurai armor, and then it's gone. And there's ornaments to it. New
That's what
Iron
I'm
Banner
stoked
weapons. Ghosts look completely different.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff going on.
Got different shaped ghosts. That's going to be
Well,
awesome.
Different.
We should
shaped
probably
ghosts.
clarify with this. A lot of these are going to be through the Bright Engram system, so it is
Pay
like
to
the
look cool.
ghosts. Yeah, the ghost shit. Yeah, it's basically Eververse content.
Well, this
the
is the
ghost
thing that-
shells.
The Clarion Call is kind of the answer to that too. If
Yes.
you,
Oh,
about
yes.
that, you get double XP, which means
Yep.
you'll level up twice as fast if you're with your clanmates. You'll
Yeah.
get more Bright Engrams, open more.
Yep.
Mhm.
And I think what's interesting about these too is there's things going away.
Yes.
well.
Yeah.
Well, let's spell this out for people who have a hard time following this. Clarion Call is so you can get all the stuff before it goes away.
Yeah.
So before anybody gets out their torches and pitchforks and says, "I want that," whatever. I don't even know if there's an Eververse thing everybody wants it this season, but that's what Clarion calls for. So get with your clanmates before the
shit.
season ends and go get it. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. it's-
Emotes are going to go
Ariana's-
away. Like
Mhm.
Yeah,
those
or
cool
the-
Eververse emotes. Some of them are going to go.
Six shooters going. Ariana's Vengeance, which is the coolest. Like I think there's some lore surrounding that.
Oh
That's
yeah.
that's my
There is.
favorite spaceship. You put that watermelon shader on there. It looks great.
I snagged
And then
it.
there's
That's actually a really good ship. The lore tab on that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I threw Calluses selected on mine. Looks really good.
Nice. Yeah. So I like that it's going away though, because that makes it where it's like, people, it feels more important, right? Like you get into like season 4, people are starting the game. Whoa, where did you get that ship? Well, I've
You're
been
like,
playing
oh.
since the beginning. I got it in season
You
1.
can't.
Yeah.
And
you
also-
can't
Sorry.
Also, think about this too. At the end of Age of Triumph, right? They brought back the engram system through Eververse. You could buy it with silver dust or whatever it was. I forget at this point. But there was a bunch of stuff that happened in like year 1 armor sets, basically, that you could buy engrams from the kiosk with your allegiance to a faction and silver dust, I think.
It was.
it silver?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like with Dead Orbit, they had the Dead Light armor set back in year 1, and it drops at like 5 light or 3 light or something like that. But so you can infuse it up. But the Dead Light stuff was really awesome, and I really like that. I wasn't a year 1 player, so I'm like, oh man, I wish I could have got that. And then of course I got the armor pieces that I wanted. I was like, yeah, Destiny may only have like a week. Destiny 1 may only have a week left, but my tower casual game is strong.
That's right.
So more things are happening with this. Like we said, emotes are going to be swapped in and out. Jesus Christ. There's going to be some changes to the sandbox, so we're going to get like a balance patch at this time. They did say that next Iron Banner, I think, or maybe season 2 Iron Banner, I don't know, but you're going to be able to buy specific stuff using legendary
2.
shards. Yeah,
I believe it's
Thank
season 2 Iron Man.
God.
legendary shards
Oh my
and
God.
tokens. Faction rally, which, okay, here's a quick thing. Stop calling it faction war, for the love of God. Just for my sake, my head is gonna fucking explode. I'm like so pet peeved about that. It's faction
You're talking
rally.
about faction war was a thing that happened in the lore. It was
Yes.
an event. It's done with. So anything that has to do with factions now is not that. That's why it's not called faction war, and it's called faction rally.
Yes,
is
that was
it's a
on purpose.
faction rally. Please call it a faction rally.
I like how the ornaments are unlocked as well on the armor. It's like a bounty on the armor.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
So
They
I'm
said
super happy
there
about
was
the
a-
armor. The hunter finally has something over their hood, and that looks really cool. Like the Dawning set and the Iron Banner set. The Iron Banner Hunter set with the ornaments looks fucking baller. Like it by
Did
far
they
is the
show
coolest looking set.
Did they show full pictures of that yet? Or I only
They
saw like
do
the little square.
the arm animation, so you can see like the head, the arm, the chest a little bit. Like all the Iron Banner ornaments look amazing. The Dawning stuff looks really cool. Like the Dawning, the Titan looks like a fucking bull.
Okay, because I gotta ask, because I was not a fan of any of the ornaments in D1 except Spectar and the Raid ornaments.
You didn't like the Iron Banner turn your wolf into like an open mouth flame?
Flame wolf.
That was so good.
It made
so good.
All the ornaments when you put them on the Age of Iron or whatever the heck the name of the armor set was you get from the book. It makes the Titan look like a fucking walking wood stove, and I'm just like, I don't want this, man. Like Space Knight is awesome. Space Viking is even cooler. Walking wood stove? No.
I only put it on the helmet and the arms.
Yeah, it was when you did ornaments to everything is when it really looked like a walking wood stove. Because I'm just like, what the fuck is that? No.
You gotta do it on the chest. Throw that.
The Wrath of the Machine ornamented armor was, it was so beautiful.
That was awesome.
The ornament set was fantastic. Well, that and the Trials ornaments were beautiful.
Yeah, and if you want to hear more about the ornaments from the what was it called, Age of Triumph, go back to like episode 10. This is D2, guys. We're in the future. The future is now.
Hey, can we talk about Pong? I mean,
I love the ornaments for Pong. They're great.
Touché.
Pong ornaments.
How
talked about the
how about the fact that the faction?
Go ahead.
Faction. Oh, we're gonna move on. Or we're gonna talk about faction rally. How about the fact that the weapons change in the faction rally this time around? Like it looks like they're gonna be switching it. Maybe not faction rallies 2, but like in season 2, they're showing it off. Dead Orbit's gonna have a linear fusion.
No, just give Dead Orbit the worst stuff.
Yeah,
we need to de-incentivize Dead Orbit.
An auto rifle. Hey, have you seen the Dead Orbit shaders on the new armor? It looks like fucking black metal corpse paint, and I'm totally psyched about that. It's
Future
awesome.
War Cult's never
and
gonna
I
win.
will. Well, no, they made Future War Cult.
They were.
They made Future War Cult shaders white and black too.
Yeah, no.
So
The Future War Cult shaders were like white and purple. It looked like Dawning crap. I was like, what is this?
Actually, it does kind of look like Dawn. I'm looking at it right now on the Kotaku article. That's not. I'm not sure if that's better than the old shaders. I think that might actually be worse because it's like
that.
It looks
like white. It's white, gray, and periwinkle.
It looks better in the tower and like around on people than it does when you examine their characters. Like if they're just walking by, it's not as harsh. I was for the new Markarchy, of course. That's what I renamed them.
They had some.
Their shaders
nice
looking.
They did have some really nice shaders. I was kind of bummed about that. They also had that full auto shotgun that was a slug shotgun.
Yeah, that
which
fun.
They fucked up by not making that the weapon to give away, man. If they had like propped that up, I think everybody would have went New Monarchy.
I think
you could purple chaperone.
You could tell people that Dead Orbit's not even going to sell a weapon, and I think they'd still win. People just want those black
It's
shaders.
the black shaders.
See,
yeah, that's true.
They got to make their shaders only brown for one faction rally.
I gotta say, man, their weapons were absolutely horrendous, and the fucking
Future War Cult killed it with weapons.
The weapons for Dead Orbit were absolutely horrendous, and their shaders weren't even that great. And I pledged Dead Orbit. I love Dead Orbit from D1 because it was black shaders, hung jury, like the whole nine. And then I saw the helmet. I'm like, dude, this helmet is gonna make my Titan look like a fucking like Space Knight or space whatever with a skull. I was like, this is gonna be badass. Like, I want my Titan to look like the, who the hell was that character? I'm trying to think.
I don't know.
It was the Hunter mask in D1. It looked like a half skeleton. Like one was black and the other was white, and it had the little Dead Orbit symbol on the side, and the eyes glowed yellow. And I was like, I want that, but for a Titan.
Yeah.
And then the armor that they have, it's based off the Wildwood set or the Wildwood set. It's the EDZ armor for the Titan. They changed up the color scheme to look like that. And now, like, I'm looking at this picture with the fucking new Dead Orbit shader on it. And actually, now that I look closer, that shader may not be as cool because it either looks like corpse paint Or if we get a closer image, we might find out it looks more like Juggalo,
Oh
which
no!
is even worse.
Juggle again.
So
Juggalos.
I don't know, man.
I like the Dead Roberts Juggalos now.
I hope not.
Hatchet
My
Man.
shader goal is always to have like the most obnoxious shader in the world.
Yep.
So I'm
That's why
currently running
everything I have is
Dawn and-
Bumblebee.
That's why everything I have is Dawn and Dusk.
I was gonna say, Bumblebee's not that bad. It's like yellow and black. That's
No,
pretty
it's
badass.
yellow and white.
It's yellow and black. It's race car colors, dude. I got it on.
Looks like
the
Bumblebee, the Transformer.
Transformer,
That's
yeah.
the whole point. Yeah.
It
So
depends on
it's
what you
yellow and
put it
black.
on.
All right,
Yeah,
all
it
right,
has
whatever, guys.
My favorite
Also,
is the hand cannon with banana with yellow because it, like Ben said, it just looks like a banana. Like
Yeah,
banana
literally just
all
looks
the
like a
way.
banana.
The Iron Banana.
Get that potassium.
I have a shirt, an Iron Banana shirt. It's a real thing. You can. It's great. I love it. Also, your clan stuff that's gonna reset, and new perks.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah,
going to be
cool.
interesting.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's fine.
Here's the thing they brought up in Kotaku with that too. Like right now, we get extra glimmer or something for killing Cabal, right?
Yeah, it's probably
That's
just
probably
gonna
gonna
move to the
change
next race.
In the next DLC. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool.
You're getting
I-
like a new standard with your clan banner too. Like this one's going to be a Cabal theme,
oh
which
yeah,
tells me too that there'd be a whole new theme. That would be amazing. Like if there was enough content that came out every season. I'm
yeah.
I think
into
that's what they're trying to set it up for because I heard somebody was talking about it this week and they said it's kind of similar to like Overwatch, which I haven't played Overwatch. I have no idea. But they basically said it's going to be similar to Overwatch's like seasonal events.
Cool.
Mm.
I thought it was funny that Bungie said they're like, so with how you rank up with your clan and you know how we're ranked I think 6 now. Is that the top one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's top
They're
one.
like, we didn't want people to only join clans with the top rank because, you know, they have top rank. Those are the only ones you're going to want to join. I was like, wait, what? Does anybody pay attention to the rewards you get for being in a clan? Like, I
Nope.
haven't noticed it at all.
Actually,
You know what? The
According-
only thing I've noticed is that I got a random dead orbit token.
yes, I got a random new monarchy token.
Yeah.
That's it.
heard
That's
that.
the only thing.
Yep.
So this is what you will notice. I was not in a clan for a while at all.
Yeah.
You notice then because you don't get any Ingrams. You don't get any of that stuff.
yeah.
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the things you get for the levels.
Yeah.
But
not
yeah,
not
being
the
a clan
like
now-
I beat the Nightfall. Not that.
Yeah,
Well,
and I
it's a-
think that's a big, feather in their cap for the way that they formatted clans. You don't see people out in the wild not in a clan anymore. Like
No,
that's a rare
it was-
thing to see.
There
Yeah.
was a video Mesa Sean put out earlier this week that I was watching about some of the changes for seasons and explaining the seasons that from the videos on TwitchCon, and he mentioned that Bungie, or basically somewhere along the line, Bungie dropped it that according to their stats, 80% of Destiny players are now in a clan, which
Yeah,
is amazing.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's
Because previously, I
I'd
don't
say
even
20.
know. Yeah,
Maybe.
probably. I mean,
It was a pain.
there weren't
It was
that
such a pain
many.
to join.
Yeah, definitely. They could still do a better job at making it easier for clans to communicate with each other, but they have done a fantastic job about getting people into clans and
Yeah, pulling
playing
it into the game.
clans.
Yeah.
Guided games works. Like it legit does work. We did the raid the other night and got all the way to Callus and didn't finish it. And 3 people dropped. So we picked up one from our Discord LFG and grabbed 2 guys from my guided games. And once they hopped in, we were just like, hey, we're at Callus. Is it cool if we all just like disband the guided games, come back in and beat Callus? And they were like, yeah, okay. And that was my 14th Virgin raid clear. And I've played with that one guy that we cleared the raid with for the first time 3 times since then. And he's a good dude,
Nice.
And he's not
Nice.
in the clan or anything like that. Maybe he'll join in the future, but like I made a new friend because of guided games. And so like that kind of stuff is working.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so like
great job.
big shout out for that. Like they have definitely made the community their focus, and you can tell.
Mhm.
Now, Steve, let me ask you: did they say when they joined how long they had to wait in queue to get into a raid? because I heard it, and I don't know.
It can get
Again,
long.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I've
heard
long
it was-
times.
I heard it was upwards of an hour for a raid.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I think
I
the
waited
biggest
30
problem-
minutes for a Nightfall. I was just testing it to talk about it on the show. I was hoping to
Right.
get really great results to share. I waited for 35 minutes and never got, and that was for a Nightfall. It was just me waiting for 2
Wow.
people to help with a Nightfall.
Wow.
And I mean, any given night, but I mean, what was that night? I felt like a real loser. My friends all left early, and it was Saturday night. So
Yep.
I was like, Saturday night, 35 minutes worth of waiting for a Nightfall help, and didn't come.
See, that
Yeah.
And
was
that's solo too. You have to have 2 people in one clan and then 1 guidee.
yes.
So like that's crazy, and I think that's an easy fix. What they really need to do is give you all they have to do is give you a weekly reward for having a good Oathkeeper store.
Well, they already have the emblems.
Yeah, but
But
that's
I-
one.
They're good.
one
looking.
emblem.
I
And
think
it's a nice emblem.
yeah.
I love that emblem, but it's one.
I think you're right.
I think they need to incentivize the guides to want to
Yes.
do guided games a little bit better. And that's not like make it completely cosmetic. I don't want better guns and better gear than everybody else, but like make a thing where it's like, hey, you've done 50 guided games. Here's your Sherpa emblem. And this is like, I'm a Sherpa because I've done 50 guided games. You can trust that I'm going to be a great guide because I have
Yeah.
this emblem.
You have to complete it and have a high Oathkeeper score. Because that's the thing.
I
if
like
you-
that,
You,
yeah.
you have to be
That's
very careful
cool.
about incentivizing the guides with loot, because I think Gray brought this out on our show. It was like, if you do that, you could end up opening up the people who are being helped to the
People
kind
who
of
aren't
abuse that you
good
that
guides.
you would get. Like, well, you would
Yeah.
open them up to like, a group of guys that just wants that loot. And then they're like, dude, we're going to help you here, but you better not keep us from our loot. We're very talented
Yeah.
players. We're after X, Y, and Z. Don't mess us up. And that's not, they're trying to, I think maybe their idea with it is, even if you wait longer, what you're getting is generous people in that guided. They're not in there for any reason other than they want to help.
Yeah.
Which I think that's probably, I don't know. It's really hard. I would like to have faith that if you attach really cool loot to it, that you wouldn't have those kind of issues, but I'm afraid that you would. If the
Well, that's
loot
what I'm
was-
saying. It's like if you have actual loot, then that's going to lead to the problem that you're talking about. But if you have cosmetic Sherpa based kind of loot, where it's like for me specifically, my goal in Destiny 2, like the thing that drives me the most in Destiny 2 is I want to get as many people as humanly possible through the raid. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do with my stream. I just really like getting people through the raid. I like teaching it. And it's just a lot of fun for me. So like for me, if I could have some kind of visible thing that says like I'm really good at getting people through the raid, I'm going to be more inclined to do the guided games. And that's the generous kind of person that you're talking about.
Mhm.
You know? And it also will attract more people to want to be carried through the raid. Well, I don't like carry because I don't do raid carries. I do raid Sherpas. I want to teach you how to do it. I don't
Right.
want to just like
You want to
pull
teach
you
them
through
Even
it.
well, also even so, think about it. This raid isn't. It's almost, and I say almost because people will do it. It's almost impossible to carry somebody through this raid for the average Sherpa.
Exactly.
You know.
have to communicate.
more like a raid
P.S.
trainer.
Yeah. PSA. If you're going to do guided games and you're one of the people being guided, please, for the love of God, have a mic. We say it all the time. Have a mic, please.
Yeah, it definitely helps. Communication is so key in this raid.
Yeah, you have to. You literally cannot do Callus without a mic. Not possible.
Yeah.
Cool. That's true. Guided games.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's basically everything that's going on with seasons. That's we were going to talk about challenge mode, but we didn't do it. I went to
Didn't
a
do it.
party. It sounds fun from what I've heard.
Nice job, Ben.
Sorry, I'm
I'm
sorry.
excited. I'm really excited to try it because from what I've heard about the like small amounts of changes they've made to the mechanics and just like that kind of stuff, it's not going to be, the enemies are going to be more challenging to kill, but it's not like just like added mechanics that you have to do. It's just the mechanics that are already there with
Slightly
added
different.
communication.
I think you chose wisely, Ben, because that party was not going to happen another weekend. That particular party,
That's true.
but the challenge mode will keep happening. We've got years.
And unfortunately, I will not be able to cover the challenge mode on next week's episode or the week after or the week after that. Because my bachelor party is next weekend, and then I'm getting married the weekend after that, and then I'm going to be gone for the next...
Your
The
bachelor
next week
party's
after
on
that.
Saturday, by the way.
Oh, wait. Never
can
mind.
re-
Maybe I will be able to do it.
Let's do it Friday.
All
He's
right.
shooting down your expenses.
All right. So maybe
We're
we'll
doing
cover
it
it next
Friday.
week.
It's live. Everyone hold Ben accountable. We're doing the prestige mode on Friday night. Everyone
promise
tweet
to talk
at
about it a
Dead Ben
little
Malone. You cannot back out of this.
Bachelor raid. That's what's happening.
You know what I do want to talk about is some of this shenanigans news. It's been a while since we've done this. Yeah, there's a bunch of weird news stories. I want to hear what you guys have to think about it. Police forced to deny rumors of a bizarre cat-like creature with human face. This is the creepiest shit I've ever seen. It really, like, I can't describe it enough on an audio format, but it looks like...
Post it in Discord, man. I want to see this. What the hell is this?
Oh my gosh! Hold on, I'll copy it for you guys. It's insane. Basically, it looks like a vampire cat. Like it's got like kind of a human face with like vampire teeth and a cat nose and a cat body, and it's got like human hairline. It's so creepy looking. I just like how there's like all these pictures about it, and basically the police were like, we have to deny that this is a real thing. So it's very creepy.
That does look photoshopped.
Well,
I don't know how, but it does.
some people are speculating.
Actually, I do know how. The way the fingers are right underneath the chin, that doesn't look real. It's close. Whoever did it did a really good job, but it still doesn't look real because like the skin tone on whatever this creature is versus the skin tone of the hand
Okay.
should be the same, but
Did
it's
you
not.
see it, Scott?
But
I saw it, but as I scrolled down the page, I found way more.
You got distracted?
I'll just read the two headlines that I'm reading here. Furious girlfriend dumps partner after CCTV images show him having sex with a horse on a farm.
Wait, I can see that one.
And then the next one is inside Germany's first sex doll only brothel, where plastic prostitutes are rented out 12 times a day for €71 an hour.
That's gross.
I'm done.
That's so gross.
Done.
oh my god,
I've had enough internet for today. No more.
yeah. No, but like seriously, it's a pretty good Photoshop job, but it's definitely two different images put on top of each other.
Maybe I'll post the link on the
Yeah.
show notes or something, or I
You
won't.
should.
But
No, you should do
Okay.
it. Do it. You won't.
so I like this. Apparently, they found some Ahamkara bones. Not really, but superstitious villagers convinced dragons are real after discovering a 60-foot skeleton of a mythical creature.
Oh, I believe
And
that.
It's cool.
Is this
Here, I'm sending
this
you
in
this
North
one too,
Korea?
Scott. I should have sent you guys this beforehand. But
Yeah.
You should have.
whatever. I like hearing you guys be like, what? It's crazy.
It's in China. Is it in
I
China?
don't want to
somewhere?
see it. I want you to just describe it to me.
It looks like
Whoa.
a dragon's head and then just a lot of rib cage.
Oh.
The worst
Ooh,
part, Mark, is
I'm
I
imagining.
really can't send it to you because I'm using a different computer for this part.
It's got all right. So here's what's weird. It's got like 18. I just counted them ribs that would cover your internal organs, but it's got six top rib things that like stick out from its back, where the like dorsal whatever on a dragon would be, but it's like the teeniest little dorsal. It'd be like, imagine a dragon, but instead of the big giant majestic dorsal that you would expect a dragon to have, it has a shark fin.
Oh wow, you're describing Pete's dragon, actually.
Don't tell me to imagine
Then
dragons.
they found Pete's dragon. That's what this is.
Don't tell me.
My God.
It's so weird looking, dude. Like the video, it's so long. What do you mean only 18 bones? Like this thing is huge.
No, 18 lower ribs. Specifically lower
Let's be
ribs.
honest, man.
Wow.
They probably
That's all I
they,
could count in the picture. There might
they
be more,
probably
actually.
just it was probably just a prank. Somebody put together a bunch of cow bones and they're like, "Yo, check this out. This is gonna be hilarious."
Yeah, it literally just looks like a bunch of vertebrae pieces together with some big ass chicken legs and like way too many rib bones with a shark fin.
With a shark fin.
All right.
You're like,
it was a movie.
guys, this is never
There you
gonna
go.
work. It's never
There
gonna
you go,
work.
Mark. There's your next piece right there.
Guys, this is never gonna work. They're gonna see it's a bunch of cows and some goats and stuff. Just throw a fucking shark fin on it. They'll believe it. Perfect. We got an instant dragon with that shark fin.
So yeah,
Shark fin sells it.
people are finding dragons up in I don't know, I'm not pronouncing that. Zhangjiakou City. That's might be
Nailed it.
close. I'm not
We-
sure.
Province
country,
in northern
they
China.
just expected us to know that obscure city.
Hey, this one not so much the news story that I think is funny, just the fact that this is a news story. Strudel, the obese dog. So first off, your name is Strudel. You're probably an obese dog.
You're bound to be fat.
Strudel, the obese dog's fitness journey is nothing short of inspiring. Why is this news?
Because people need
people-
inspiration to lose weight.
And people
I'm
love
interested.
dogs.
It's just a fat dog. It's just pictures of a fat
You
dog.
guys, Ben and Scott are both married, so they don't understand. But apparently, in the dating scene today, if you don't like dogs, fuck you. Left swipe. You're done.
Well, I am
You
single
have to-
and I'm a cat person, so
Mark,
Me too.
I love
so
you,
I'm
bud.
just like, I'm just fucked. I'm just fucked because like I like dogs, but I prefer cats. So like, nope.
oh, another cat person.
Yep. Too
I'm a
bad.
cat person as
Sounds
well.
like-
Dogs, okay. I don't hate dogs. I got to preface this because every time I say something about being a cat person, why dogs annoy me, people are like, "Oh, you hate dogs?" No, they're cute.
No.
They're super cute.
Yeah, dogs are great, but they're too much work.
Yeah, they're a lot of work. And why would you want something in your house that just like, guess what? Loud as shit. All of a sudden, I'm gonna wake your ass up.
Well,
That's-
guess what? I have to go to the bathroom, so you're responsible for making sure that I have to go out, that I go outside. Cats,
Yeah, oh.
nope. They poop in a box. You're good.
You know what I'm hearing, guys?
I'm not
You know
pooping
what
in
I'm
a
hearing?
box.
What?
I am hearing a lot of excuses and not a lot of getting good.
Hey, oh, daddy up,
That's-
baby.
No,
that's-
still.
That is listen, I come from a place of somewhat experience on this because my wife is a vet tech with I shouldn't say how many years experience because it'll date her and she'll get mad at me. But she's been doing the work since she's 15 or since she was 15 as a kennel student. It's the only job she's ever done. That is poor training of a canine, my friends. If
Scott-
your dog cannot hold its bladder and wakes you up at 3:00 in the morning, that's also poor routines because you forgot to let the dog out before you went
Yeah.
to bed.
No,
Well,
that's
that's what
true.
I'm saying.
But-
You don't have to worry about a routine with a cat. You
I might
don't.
get a- I
They
might get
just
a
shit in a
cactus.
box, literally. That's it.
Oh,
All you got to do is
I don't
clean up the
know
box.
about
You're
that.
done. You
We've
don't
had-
have to go outside.
Steve, we lost not one but two couches because our previous cat
Well,
decided
that's just bad
that
cat
we were not-
training.
cats cannot be trained. Interestingly
They
enough,
can. They can. It's called a spray bottle. It's like you're doing something bad. I'm gonna squirt you with this water real quick.
And
All
it's a
right.
fun game.
I will.
You don't even have
I
to move.
will.
You're just like
I
you're doing
will-
something bad. I'm gonna squirt you. You can use a squirt gun if you want. That would make it even more fun.
I will grant you that, my friend, because I agree with you on that. But I was not allowed to do that. We lost two couches because our previous cat decided that we were not home enough for his liking and decided he was going to pee on them.
That's great.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
So as
'cause
soon as
cats
we got
have more personality than dogs. They get mad
No,
at you.
that's
They will
that's
get mad
called-
at you.
That's
Mhm.
called being an
Dogs-
asshole. That's an asshole. Okay.
Dude, when
No.
things get peed on, I gotta go.
Yeah.
I don't have any. I don't even have a house plant, so I don't even.
I was so fucking mad when that happened. I was like, I'm gonna go piss in this fucking cat tree, and she's like, "Don't you dare!" I'm like, "I'm going to."
Did you?
It
Yeah,
didn't
they
work,
were-
did it?
no,
The
I
cat
did.
probably just pissed all over the cat tree and then pissed on more of your stuff.
No, I was stopped from doing that because I was reminded that I'm a human being. and I should not be peeing on things inside the
You
house.
gotta think of a cat as a person. They have more of a person personality. If they want cuddles and you don't cuddle them, they're gonna get mad at you. A dog, if they don't want cuddles and you don't cuddle them, they're just like, okay.
They pout. They
Yeah. They're like, okay, I'm gonna try again later. That's it. With the cats have vengeance.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. See, the only
Cats
thing
are
is with
are
dogs.
mini sociopaths, so they know exactly what they're doing. That's the thing.
I feel like cats might be smarter than us, to be honest.
Gosh, too much.
They figured out a way to make us clean up their shit and obey every command without
Exactly.
actually giving us verbal communication. I think you're right about that, Steve.
And then like, if you don't clean my shit, I'm gonna pee on your stuff.
Have they ever caught the red dot? They've never caught the red. We made Ben leave. Have they ever caught that red dot? They don't catch that. Who's controlling that? We are.
A
Boom.
cat's life is so much better. They don't have to hold it to go outside. You know, they don't. They're just like, I'm gonna crap on stuff. You know, they're crap in a box because they don't have to hold it. They figured it out, and then you're gonna have to clean it up at some point. You know, they're like, guess what? You want me? I'm gonna withhold love until you clean my litter box. And
the more you describe cats, the less I like them. To be honest, like
no, but then the next thing they're rubbing all up on you, and you're like, oh my god, you're tiny and you're cute, and I'm gonna pick you up, and you're soft. Like
that was the thing with our
dogs can't purr either.
That was the thing with our Maine Coon. He was a total asshole, but that cat was awesome. He would like jump up and watch hockey with me.
Exactly.
He was the mayor of the house. He bossed around both the 70-pound Rhodesian mix we have, who's big dog, and the 7-pound Chihuahua who thinks she's 700 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
So like they just like Fatty was great. He was an asshole. He destroyed 2 couches, but he was great. And that's the fucked up thing is like cats give you Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah. That's it. That's exactly it. So like when a cat loves you, you know that cat legit loves you.
Yeah.
Dogs basically love everyone.
Everyone, yeah, they're indiscriminate about it.
Sure.
I was reminded, my friend Yuna's dog. He appears on our show sometimes. He vocalizes a lot. He seems great. But like I said, I can't even handle a house plant, so I'm not. He'll like,
Right.
"Wah, wah, wah, wah," and I'm like, I swear he's saying something. It's
Is there some beagle in that dog?
I want to
That's
know.
funny.
Probably. We try not to assume his breed.
This is another news story that's not necessarily about the news story, but just I could not resist the headline. This is a quote from a pastor. Hollywood is full of Satanists who drink children's blood. The human sacrifice and the cannibalism have been going on for years. What?
Wow, why are there so many people then? Like, why do we have this overcrowding planet?
I'm gonna withhold comment on all this.
It's just so
I
crazy.
wouldn't be surprised if this happens, but to publicly state it is just crazy.
And I don't know.
You
Just
know?
the fact that this is a news story. Like, get out of here.
I'm just like, wait, Blade is real. Confirmed.
Yeah.
Actually,
It's Wesley
that would be
Snipes.
pretty cool. I'd be into that. Now, Wesley Snipes, though, he's in jail for tax evasion, I believe. You can't be
That's
Blade.
why you haven't heard from Blade.
To the same person.
Vampires can't kill him, but the IRS
Wesley
can.
Snipes is Blade. That's it. 100%.
Blade didn't pay his
That's why
taxes.
you don't know. That's why there's so many vampires out right now, is because Wesley Snipes is in jail. He can't go kill them.
It was about the bottom line.
Oh, that's
Man.
amazing.
Fucking Blade.
Good.
Make another one. Why not? Ryan Reynolds was in
Please, and it better fucking be Wesley Snipes, or I'm not watching it.
it. Still Blade.
I thought they were going to
There's no one
reboot
else.
I thought they were going to reboot the Blade franchise because Wesley Snipes was in jail, and they're like, we can't make any more Blades because he's going to be in fucking jail for the next 20
You know,
years for
okay,
tax
there's
evasion.
only one person I'll accept as being Blade other than Wesley Snipes.
Sarah
Idris
Michelle
Elba.
Gellar. What? Oh,
Don-
Chris Tucker.
Sarah Michelle
Donald
Gellar.
Glover.
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover.
Wait,
Only acceptable Blade if they're going to reboot it.
like the young guy? The,
Yeah,
like,
Donald Glover. Not
Danny
you're
Glover.
talking Danny Glover.
not Danny Glover.
Danny Glover. I'd watch that one.
Yeah.
We need,
He has a
Or-
blade
or-
in his cane.
Danny Glover is old Blade, and Donald Glover is new young Blade, Batman Beyond style.
Jesus. Yes,
I love it.
this is one is pretty serious. Aggressive polar bears are holding a village hostage after forcing hundreds of frightened walruses to jump 125 feet cliffs to their deaths.
Whoa, these polar bears.
That's
What?
Someone took their
pretty
Coca-Cola.
extreme.
Do you remember
Yeah.
when the military was
Bad
going after
PR.
monkeys?
Oh yeah, when the monkeys were attacking old people and children, that was
Yeah.
that was fantastic.
This is like the same thing. There's a secret animal war going on where monkeys are
Hey,
taking
man.
over
Never-
villages.
Hey,
Polar
man.
bears are taking them hostage.
They're pissed
You would
about those
never
guys
have-
are those guys are pissed about global warming. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And you would never imagine that polar bears and walruses would have beef, you know?
This is so weird. It says
It all started with a game of what is it?
chicken.
No. The
Oh,
game with the penguin.
The meats.
It was an internet game back in the late '90s. You hit the penguin toss. The
Oh,
polar bear
Pete-
tosses the penguin.
Pete
Pingu
used
is
to
it?
Play that. I can't remember what
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was.
yeah,
It
Pingu.
was- yeah.
It all started with a game of Pingu, and that's when it went downhill.
Yeah.
Broke Mother Nature.
It says that the polar bears were attracted by a walrus rookery, which, what is that?
What's a rookery?
I don't know.
Okay,
I mean,
I'm
somebody
gonna
could probably
Google
ruin
this.
our fun and explain it, but it sounds funny. Yeah, it's
That involves
crazy.
Birds.
Many of the frightened marine mammals fell off cliffs as they tried to flee. Several
Rookery
hundred
is a
fell to
colony-
their deaths, and the polar bears then ate their carcasses. So that's a
that's what
baller
it is.
hunting move.
Why not?
All right.
Nothing
So, here-
wasted. At least nothing was wasted.
so here's rookery. A rookery is a colony of breeding animals, generally birds. It's not birds.
Walrus.
So
walrus.
why would they use rookery to describe walruses?
I don't know.
There
What
is-
news, what news site is that?
They're not super hung up on facts at this site either.
There's also a bar in Brooklyn called the Rookery Bar. So maybe they
There's all the
were.
birds hanging out there.
Yeah.
Scott, challenge mode right now. Go
Yeah.
to that bar dressed as a walrus and see what happens.
I'm not
No,
doing
he's gonna
that.
get pushed off a
Walruses
cliff.
come out.
Yes, yeah. Let's be a polar bear to push me off a cliff.
Or
Big white
goes a
hairy
polar
guy
bear
come out.
then. Goes a polar
Goes a
bear. And maybe there's a bunch of walruses that you can push.
Brian
Oh
Dennehy
my
would
gosh.
come out of the back.
I love like the last line of this is just the walruses were obviously frightened by the predators, panicked, and fell from the top of their deaths.
The top,
Okay.
not the bottom.
Oh, sorry, from the top to their deaths. Jesus, I
I was
can't.
gonna say
Oh
I'm
my
calling
God.
bullshit on this if that's the case, but the grammar's seems legit. So I mean, you know,
Oh
it's
my
probably,
gosh.
it's probably real.
Locals are patrolling and scaring the polar bears away from their homes when they approach. How? How are you scaring
Yeah.
a polar bear?
These polar bears clearly have weapons. They're doing a lot. You don't scare those polar bears.
Yeah, this is weird. This is some strange stuff. That's all the shenanigans that I got for this week.
Risen Phoenix in chat says it was a super racist round of Cards Against Humanity that started this war between the walruses and the polar bears. And then he says walruses are birds, confirmed.
That is confirmed.
The most
Um,
graceful flying creature.
So, with that, we begin to wrap up the chat. I'm just kidding. We're not Focus Fire chat, but you should go listen to that show. It's really good. Yeah, that's everything we have for today. Steve is gone. He the show is over and he just left.
He didn't say goodbye.
We
Yeah.
broke Steve.
Yeah. How's,
Damn.
oh, no, there he is. Hey, if you want to send us an email because you're a band that wants to be on our show, you can send it to barelydestinyshow@gmail.com. Send us a link to that. You can find our show on Twitter at barelyads. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. That's all Ben Malone. You have to search for me on YouTube. But that's where you can find the video version of this show. You can also find the audio version of this show on iTunes and what's the Google one? Google Play Store?
Google Play.
Yeah.
You mean I've been being filmed this whole time. People are gonna see me like this. I pick my nose and all.
Oh, well,
Edit that out. I'm just kidding. Leave it.
Now everyone that listens to it is going to be like, I need to go to YouTube and see if I can find a clip of Mark Square picking his nose.
search for it. Watch it a bunch of times. Get those views up. Like, comment, and
Make a
subscribe.
gif out of it too.
Nice.
No, but if you do subscribe, that would help because apparently you can get a custom URL if you get enough subscribers. So let's try and do that. New goal.
Right.
Steve, where can people find you?
You can find me anywhere you want to at Xanafan711, Zanifan 711.
Cool.
Everywhere.
Scott, where can people find you?
Twitter, Twitch, and now YouTube, boys.
Oh, no! It happened!
Slapshot Scott.
Oh.
O's or zeros.
Ben, you need to add fireworks sounds right here.
Yeah,
like
I need-
complete, utter celebration.
I uploaded some backlog videos from D1. I got the double down with my baby Warlock that was literally 4 hours old, and I Nova bombed these two clowns who came through a door in D1 Crucible. Hilarious. I got to go through and make sure all the settings are right on them because I usually upload it as what is it, like private or not private but unlisted, so it's not going through the general YouTube feed, and you don't get people spamming your comments with what was it, boneries or something.
I
Bonera.
don't know.
Bonera, yeah, Bonera ads. You don't get people spamming that in your comments. So I got to go through and set up the comments on. I think I uploaded like 4 or 5 videos today. But once those are like the settings are proper, I'm going to put them public and everybody can go watch me fuck around in the Crucible.
I see Destiny insanely lucky headshot, 24 views. Crazy lucky headshot on Widow's Court during Iron Banner.
Oh yeah,
There you
that's
go.
an old one. That was a favorite.
That's the only
right.
video I could find though.
So everyone, this has been in the works for 38 episodes. So
Yeah, you want to know
go
how long it?
smash that like subscribe right now.
You want to know how long that took? It took me 30 seconds. I thought it was going to be this whole thing. I Googled it today. My wife's feeding our son as we're like about to go grocery shopping, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm going to try something real quick," and it took 30 seconds.
It took 37 episodes and 30 seconds.
Yep.
Exactly.
Wow. I'm so proud
All
of you,
set.
man.
Yeah, man, I'm learning the internet. I can build websites, but I don't know how to internet sometimes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. The whole Twitter thing. Just private on Twitter for months. Tweeting about
That's
the show.
still,
Hey, we're going live. No one can see it.
Facebook saw it because it's linked to Facebook.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your family and friends got to see you do this. Mark, where can people find you? Where can people find the shows? Give us all the plugs.
All right. I am at Mark Square _ on Twitter and Instagram. That's the two that I use the most. I stream sometimes Mark Square on Twitch, very rarely. Usually the best place to find me on Twitch is Planet Destiny's Twitch channel there, which is twitch.tv planet_destiny. Yeah, that's it. You can find Planet Destiny on Twitter at destinynews_net. If you're looking for DCA info, the Destiny community artists, at DestinyComArt on Twitter. And if you're looking for information about the Grenades and Horseshoes show, it's at GNH Show on Twitter. And of course, you guys probably know Lace Summerstone and Matt Oishi, but you can look up both of those names at Lace Summerstone, at Matt Oishi. We probably will eventually have a Twitter account for the show as well, the Destiny Community Artist Podcast. So that's all
Awesome.
the stuff.
Dude,
Hey,
thank
we
you
need
so
to
much.
get you. Here's a plug, real quick. If anyone listening like needs to get a hold of like podcasters because of you say you've got a charity stream, so you need something like told to the community, and podcasts are huge. Bushman Bob set up a really awesome thing where he did the same thing as the Destiny Community Artist thing, but it's for podcasts.